Hello and welcome to the 6th tutorial in the Cocos2d-x Flappy Bird C++ tutorial series. And in this part we're going to be looking at pipe class creation. We're going to be creating the pipe class. We're not going to be fully implementing it yet. We'll also be using the source code from the previous part of this series, and as usual we're just going to keep using the source code from the previous part, so there'll be a link in the description to that source code if you don't have it. So we will now create a class that will spawn the pipes, but first we will set up the update function that will be called every frame. This tutorial will just cover creating the class and its methods, not the actual pipes which will come in the next tutorial. So let's just go ahead and open up our project. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to our definition file. We're going to create a new definition, hash define, and it's going to be pipe underscore spawn underscore frequency. And I'm going to put 0.005. And the reason it's 0.005, it's not going to be spawning every 0.005 seconds. The reason the number is so low is due to the fact we're going to be factoring in the screen resolution, hence it's going to, you'll obviously see in a moment. So let's just go ahead and go to our game scene. We need to create a function, it's going to be called void spawn pipe float dt, and in our game scene what we're going to be doing is, we just need to schedule this method first before implementing it. This schedule, and what we're going to do, we're going to be using this one right here. Then we're going to do schedule underscore selector, and for the selector we're going to put game scene : and we're going to put the method that we just created, so spawn pipe. And for the interval, what we're going to do is pipe underscore spawn. I need to include the definition file first. Hash define, hash include definitions. Sorry about that. So pipe spawn frequency times by visible size dot width, and we're just factoring in the screen size, so we spawn in relative to, if you have an iPad Retina it will spawn less or it'll seem less, and if you have an iPad it'll seem more, or yeah, that's how it will be. So the next step is to actually just implement our function. So what we're going to do is void game scene : spawn pipe float dt. We're not going to actually do anything here, so now let's create the pipe class. So I'm just going to call it pipe. Before we do that, we're just going to build this, make sure everything's running a-okay. And that is a-okay. So what we're going to do, let's go to our classes folder. We're going to select these two classes, we'll duplicate them, going to name this one pipe.h, that one pipe.cpp, add these to our classes folder, add it to the Mac target, why not. And now if we go to our pipe.h, we can get rid of, actually what we can do, we can get rid of most of it. We'll get rid of all of this. We'll change this to pipe underscore h. Copy and paste that here and here as well. You can rename this to pipe. It's not inheriting from anything at all. It's going to have a pipe constructor. It's going to have a function which is going to be called spawn pipe. And this is going to take Cocos2d layer. I'm going to have some private variables. For that we're going to do Cocos2, put it on a separate line, Cocos2d size, visible size, Cocos2d vec2 origin. We're just putting them in the header so we can use them later on, because we're going to be using them all over the place in the pipe class instead of just in the constructor. And now what we can do is go to our pipe.cpp, and what we will do, literally delete everything but the lines that remain. We'll leave the definitions in there, we'll need that later on. Get rid of the main menu scene and change splash scene to pipe.h. And now what we're going to do first is do the constructors of pipe, pipe. And in here we're just going to simply initialize visible size to director, get instance, get visible size, then we're going to do origin equals director, get instance, and get visible origin. If I said orange before, I am sorry. I think I only said it once. Now what we're going to do is implement the spawn pipe method. So we're going to do pipe, not implement it, just create it here. We're not going to implement it yet. And we're going to do Cocos2d layer after layer. And in here we're going to do cc log spawn pipe. Finally, we will create a pipe object and call it within the spawn pipe method that has been scheduled. And we'll do that in the game scene. So we need to include the pipe header. So pipe.h. We're going to create pipe, and we'll call it pipe as well. In our game scene.cpp, in here, what we're going to do is just do pipe.spawnPipe, and we're going to pass in this. And now if we run it, what will happen is when we go to the game screen, nothing will be spawning, but we'll get a CC log saying spawn pipe, and that'll just be where we can go from here to actually spawn physical pipes. So I have a splash screen, click play, and if you just look down here, spawn pipe, etc. That is it for this part of the series. In the next part, we're going to be looking at actually spawning the pipes. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystems.co.uk. The email will be in the description. You can comment on this video or just directly message us via YouTube. All the required links for source code will also be in the description. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.